were you pulling in right after him?
Directly, all three of us were lined up. I was probably less than 2 seconds behind Deputy Calhoun.
Okay. So should it have been apparent to him that the police were there?
I was in a marked patrol car parked at a 45-degree angle, which showed my distinct, fully colored Van Buren County Sheriff's Office markings to him at a 45-degree angle. Also, I was dressed just similar to how I am today in a fully marked uniform.
And do you remember if he had headlights on or if there was any other lighting in that area?
I do believe the house was giving off some sort of light, but I cannot accurately recall where the source of the light was from. Additionally, Deputy Calhoun's lights were on, which also were able to backlight me. I cannot say for sure if the suspect's vehicle's lights were on.
Okay. What did you observe when you pulled in? What did you do and what did you see?
When I first pulled into the vehicle, into the driveway, I observed a 1997 Mercedes-Benz E-Class sedan. I can go on with the VIN if you need me to.
I'm sorry.
I can give you the VIN if you needed it too. The vehicle started to back up. As it started to back up, I did notice that there was front end damage to the vehicle where it was missing a lot of the front end bumper. I went around the house to cut off escape because Mr. Rochovich had previously fled from Deputy Calhoun. As I was exiting my vehicle, I observed the Mercedes-Benz backing up towards the garage, which to me led me to believe he was trying to flee. As the vehicle backed far closer to the garage, Deputy Calhoun's cruiser remained bumper to bumper. And then I ran around the house to get onto the driver's side of the Mercedes-Benz.
Okay. And did you see what Mr. Rescovich was doing, if anything, while he was in the vehicle, besides trying to move the vehicle?
Yes, sir. As I approached directly from a 90-degree angle from the vehicle, directly towards the driver's side, I observed Mr. Rochovich leaning over the center console. I had no idea what he was leaning for. I drew my firearm and pointed it at him because I believed he was possibly reaching for a firearm and started giving verbal commands.
Okay. How did he react and respond to your verbal commands?
The closer I got to the vehicle, he placed his hands up to approximately shoulder length, and I had him exit the vehicle. Once he had him exited the vehicle, I had him lay on the ground, and I handcuffed him behind the back, checked for tightness, and double locked to make sure they didn't get any tighter.
Okay. Did you search his person at that time?
Yes, sir. While searching him, I found a large quantity of U.S. currency in one of his front pockets.
Okay. And what did you do with that money?
Due to the large quantity of it, I handed it to, I believe, Deputy Calhoun, and I had him place it on the front of his vehicle, full view of his NVS recording system.
Okay. And did you count it at that point or later?
I did not get an accurate count until I processed it into evidence at the Van Buren County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. At the time that you took it from him, you just knew it was a lot of currency?
Yes. I thumbed through it and noticed it was a lot of 20s and 10s.
Now, who actually searched did somebody search the vehicle, Mr. Rescovich's vehicle?
Yes. I believe I told Deputy Money that I saw him reaching for something on the passenger side. And Deputy Money and I believe Deputy Calhoun conducted the search while I completed the search of the suspect.
Okay, all right. No further questions of this witness at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. LePen?
Just one moment, Your Honor. Thank you. Deputy, so the way that you indicated you pulled in, you would have been on Deputy Calhoun's passenger side and therefore Mr. Rescovich's driver's side.
That is correct.
And you immediately got out of your vehicle and indicated that you went to essentially block any way of someone leaving.
That is also correct.
And did you get close to the home?
Yes.
Okay. You don't remember if Mr. Oreskovich's lights were on his vehicle?
Correct. I couldn't see clearly with Deputy Calhoun being so close.
Okay. So you were able to see into Mr. Oreskovich's vehicle when you came alongside it, though?
Yes.
And that's when you indicated you saw him reach to the passenger side?
Yes.
You indicated that you pulled out your gun and he
Yes.
put his hands up in the air?
Once I started giving verbal commands, he responded to them.
Okay. And then you got out of the vehicle, or he got out of the vehicle?
Correct.
You searched his person?
Correct.
You found money?
Correct.
But again, you did not count that money.
Correct.
And I think you testified that there were a lot of 20s and a lot of 10s.
Correct.
There were 13 20s, right?
May I refer to my report?
Let's lay the foundation for it. Okay, did you draft a police report in this case?
Yes.
And did you do that close in time to when the incident occurred?
Yes, it was an in-custody arrest, which our policy requires me to complete before I go home.
Okay, and would refreshing your recollection, or would reading that police report refresh your recollection?
Yes, provide a detailed amount of money that we
Okay.
recovered.
I would turn you to then page 14 of the report to refresh your recollection as to that question.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to read you the currencies and denominations?
No, I'll just ask you a couple of questions. There were 13 20s, correct?
Yes.
And 3 10s?
Yes.
Right? All right, so at that time you took that cash and it was placed with Deputy Calhoun and then on Deputy Calhoun's hood?
Yes.
You indicated you did not participate in the search of the vehicle?
I did participate in it, but I was not the one that located anything on the passenger side.
Which portion of the vehicle did you search then?
The driver's side.
And you did not find anything of evidentiary value?
No, I did not.
When this search was being conducted, where was Mr. Oreskovich?
Placed in the back of Deputy Calhoun's cruiser.
He was handcuffed,
Correct.
had no access to the vehicle.
Correct.
Only the officers had access to the vehicle.
Correct. In full view of Deputy Calhoun's NVS.
Did you have access to the keys in the vehicle?
I do not recall.
Did Mr. Oreskovich have the keys?
I do not recall.
It would not be standard procedure to give him the keys though, right?
Depends on the situation.
In a situation like this, would it be standard to give him keys to the vehicle?
I would not.
Did the search begin while Mr. Oreskovich was being taken to the back of Deputy Calhoun's vehicle?
I do not recall.
In your estimation, would it be accurate to say that all of this happened very quickly from the time you arrived in the driveway to the time Mr. Oreskovich was removed from the vehicle?
That'd be an accurate statement.
Couple minutes?
Probably less than 5.